Hey, my loves, and welcome back to my channel. I am so excited for today's video because it's a topic you guys have been asking me about constantly. I get so many DMs and comments asking, Shahab, how is your hair so healthy? What do you do? What are your secrets? Well, my darlings, today is the day I am finally spilling all the tea and sharing my absolute must-do, essential hair care tips that have completely transformed my hair game. We're going to go through everything, from the products I use to the daily habits that make the biggest difference. Seriously, these are the tips that will help you unlock the gorgeous, healthy hair you've always dreamed of having. We're going to dive deep into the 5 core principles that I live by for my hair care routine. These aren't just quick fixes. These are foundational habits that will build stronger, healthier hair from the root to the tip over time. I'm talking about the right way to wash, how to keep it moisturized, protecting it from all the damage we put it through, and so much more. I've made all the mistakes so you don't have to, and I've finally figured out what truly works. I promise you, if you start incorporating these tips into your own routine, you will see a massive, incredible difference in the health and appearance of your hair. So, if you are ready to completely level up your hair care routine and get that luscious, shiny hair you deserve, then you're in the right place. Make sure you grab a notebook because you're going to want to take notes. And of course, if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss out on any of my future videos. We have so much amazing content coming your way. Now let's get right into it. Okay, my loves, let's start with the absolute foundation of any good hair care routine, washing your hair. Now I know what you might be thinking, Shahab. I know how to wash my hair. But are you using the right shampoo? This, my darlings, is where so many people go wrong. The single most important change I ever made for my hair was switching to a gentle, sulfate-free shampoo. It was a complete game changer, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. For years, I used to think that a good shampoo was one that created tons of rich, bubbly lather. I thought more bubbles meant it was cleaning my hair better, but I was so wrong. That intense lather is usually caused by harsh detergents, most commonly sulfates like sodium lauryl sulfate, or SLS. These chemicals are incredibly effective at stripping away dirt and oil, but the problem is they are too effective. They strip away everything, including the natural oils your scalp produces to protect and moisturize your hair. Think of it like this. Your scalp has a natural ecosystem, a delicate balance of oils that keeps your hair follicles healthy and your hair strands nourished. When you use a harsh, sulfate-based shampoo, you're essentially carpet bombing that ecosystem. It completely disrupts the balance, leaving your scalp dry and irritated and your hair strands brittle, weak, and desperately crying out for moisture. This is often the root cause of issues like frizz, dullness, and even breakage that so many of us struggle with. Over time, this constant stripping action can lead to some serious long-term damage. Your hair becomes progressively weaker, more prone to split ends, and can even start to look lifeless. You might find yourself in a vicious cycle where your scalp overproduces oil to compensate for the dryness, making you feel like you need to wash your hair more often, which just strips it even more. It's a nightmare. I was stuck in that cycle for so long, wondering why my hair felt so dry even when I was using conditioners. The solution is to treat your hair with kindness, and that starts with a gentle, sulfate-free formula. When you switch, the first thing you might notice is that these shampoos don't lather up as much, and that's okay. It doesn't mean they aren't cleaning your hair. They are formulated with milder cleansing agents that effectively remove dirt, product buildup, and excess oil without stripping away those essential natural oils. It's a much more targeted, intelligent approach to cleansing. When you make the switch, you're allowing your scalp to rebalance itself. You're preserving that natural protective barrier. This means your hair retains more of its natural moisture, which is the key to everything we want: shine, softness, and strength. A healthy, balanced scalp is the foundation for healthy hair growth. You'll notice less irritation, less dryness, and your hair will feel so much softer and more manageable right out of the shower. I want you to start looking at the ingredient lists on your shampoo bottles. Become an ingredient detective. Look for labels that say sulfate-free or SLS-free. Instead, look for shampoos with gentler, plant-derived cleansers like cocamidopropyl betaine or diesel glucoside. These ingredients do a fantastic job of cleaning your hair without causing that damaging stripping effect. It's a small change in your shopping habits that will make a world of difference for your hair's health. And remember, when you're washing your hair, focus the shampoo on your scalp. That's where the oil and buildup are. Gently massage it in with your fingertips, not your nails, to stimulate blood flow. You don't need to vigorously scrub the lengths of your hair with shampoo. As you rinse, the suds will run down the hair strands, and that's more than enough to cleanse them without causing unnecessary friction or dryness. So, my first and most important piece of advice is to break up with your harsh shampoo. I promise you, your hair will thank you for it. It's the first step on the journey to unlocking truly healthy, gorgeous hair. Investing in a quality, gentle shampoo is an investment in the long-term health and beauty of your hair. It's not about a brand, it's about the formulation. Honestly, once you experience the difference, you will never, ever go back. Your hair will feel stronger, look shinier, and be so much more resilient. This simple switch lays the groundwork for all the other steps we're about to talk about. So please, my loves, do this one thing for me and for your hair. Go gentle and watch the magic happen. All right, my darlings. Now that we've cleansed our hair the right way, it's time for the crucial second step, conditioning. I honestly feel like conditioner is the unsung hero of the hair care world. So many people either skip it, don't use it correctly, or don't understand just how vital it is. If shampoo is about cleansing, conditioner is all about nourishing, protecting, and restoring. It's the step that gives you that silky, smooth, manageable hair we all crave. Let's get a little bit scientific for a second, because I want you to understand what's happening. When you wash your hair, even with a gentle shampoo, the process of wetting the hair causes the cuticles, the tiny, overlapping scales on the outside of each hair strand, to lift up. This is totally normal, but it leaves the inner core of your hair vulnerable to damage and moisture loss. A conditioner's primary job is to smooth down and seal those cuticles. Think of a sealed cuticle like a smooth, polished surface. It reflects light beautifully, which is what creates shine. It also prevents moisture from escaping, keeping your hair hydrated and flexible. When the cuticles are sealed, hair strands glide past each other easily instead of snagging and tangling. This is why conditioning is non-negotiable if you want to combat frizz, tangles, and dullness. It's literally creating a protective shield around every single strand of your hair. Now let's talk about application, because technique matters so much here. After you've rinsed out your shampoo, gently squeeze the excess water from your hair. You don't want your hair to be sopping wet, because the excess water will dilute the conditioner and prevent it from being properly absorbed. You want it damp. Then, apply the conditioner starting from the mid-lengths and concentrating on the ends. Your ends are the oldest, most fragile part of your hair, and they need the most love and hydration. A common mistake I see people make is applying conditioner all over, including right at the roots. For most hair types, this is a big no-no. Your scalp produces its own natural oils, so adding heavy conditioner there can weigh your hair down, make it look greasy, and can even lead to buildup. Focus the product where it's needed most, from the middle of your hair down to the very tips. This will give you hydration without sacrificing volume at the crown. And please, my loves, be patient with your conditioner. Don't just slap it on and rinse it out immediately. That's like putting on a face mask and washing it off after 5 seconds. It needs time to work its magic. Read the instructions on the bottle. Most will recommend leaving it on for at least 2 to 3 minutes. Use this time to continue with the rest of your shower routine. Let it sit and penetrate the hair shaft. This allows the nourishing ingredients to really be absorbed. To take it a step further, I love to use a wide-tooth comb while the conditioner is in my hair. This is the absolute best and gentlest way to detangle. The conditioner provides slip, which helps the comb glide through your hair without pulling or causing breakage. Never, ever try to detangle your hair when it's dry or with a harsh brush. Doing it in the shower with conditioner is the ultimate hack for preventing mechanical damage and knots. Let's also talk about deep conditioning. Once a week, I treat my hair to a deep conditioning treatment or a hair mask. Think of this as an intensive spa day for your hair. These masks are formulated with higher concentrations of hydrating and repairing ingredients like proteins, oils, and ceramides. Leaving a mask on for 15 to 20 minutes can dramatically restore moisture, repair damage, and improve your hair's elasticity and strength. It's a non-negotiable part of my weekly self-care ritual. When you're choosing a conditioner, look for ingredients that will truly benefit your hair. Things like shea butter, argan oil, coconut oil, and keratin are all amazing for providing deep moisture and strength. Just like with shampoo, reading the ingredient list is key. You want to feed your hair with goodness, not just coat it with silicones that can build up over time. Find a conditioner that targets your specific concerns, whether it's dryness, damage, or color protection. So to recap, always use conditioner after you shampoo. Apply it from the mid-lengths to the ends, never on the roots. Leave it on for a few minutes to let it absorb. Detangle gently with a wide tooth comb while the conditioner is in. And treat your hair to a weekly deep conditioning mask. Following these steps will transform your hair from dry and tangled to unbelievably soft, shiny, and easy to manage. My loves, we need to have a serious talk about heat. I know we all love our flat irons, curling wands, and blow dryers. They are magical tools that can completely transform our look in minutes. But, and this is a huge but, excessive heat is one of the biggest enemies of healthy hair. It can cause devastating damage that is often irreversible without a major haircut. So today, we're going to learn how to use heat smartly and explore some amazing heat-free alternatives. Let's break down what heat actually does to your hair. Your hair is primarily made of a protein called keratin. When you apply high heat, especially to wet or unprotected hair, it can literally boil the water inside the hair strand, creating steam bubbles that cause cracks and damage from the inside out. It also degrades the keratin protein structure, permanently weakening the hair. This leads to that dreaded fried, look-brittle, dry hair with tons of split ends and breakage. The most important rule of heat styling, the one you must never ever break, is to always use a heat protectant spray. Think of it as sunscreen for your hair. These sprays create a protective barrier between your hair and the hot tool, helping to distribute the heat more evenly and slowing down heat conduction. This significantly reduces the amount of damage your hair sustains. Using a heat tool without a protectant is like touching a hot pan with your bare hand. You just wouldn't do it. When you apply your heat protectant, make sure you're thorough. Don't just spritz the top layer. Section your hair and spray each section evenly from root to tip. Then comb it through to ensure every single strand is coated and protected before you even think about picking up your hot tool. This is such a quick step, but it makes a monumental difference in preserving the integrity of your hair. Don't be lazy with this, my darlings. It is so important. Another key tip is to turn down the temperature on your tools. So many people just crank their flat irons up to the highest setting thinking it will style their hair faster. While that might be true, it's also frying your hair faster. Most hair types do not need 450 degrees Fahrenheit to get a smooth or curled style. Start with a lower heat setting and only increase it if you absolutely need to. For fine or color-treated hair, staying in a lower range is crucial. Also, never ever use a hot tool on hair that is even slightly damp. It needs to be 100% bone dry. As I mentioned before, applying heat to damp hair will boil the water within the strand, causing that internal damage. If you're blow drying, try to let your hair air dry about 80% of the way first, and then use the blow dryer on a medium or cool setting to finish it off and style it. This drastically cuts down on the amount of time your hair is exposed to direct heat. But what if we could avoid the heat altogether? I have become obsessed with finding and perfecting heatless styling techniques. There are so many amazing ways to get beautiful waves and curls without any damage. Things like heatless curling rods, which you wrap your damp hair around and sleep in, are incredible. You wake up with perfect, bouncy curls. Braiding your damp hair before bed can also create beautiful, beachy waves by morning. I also love using rollers to get volume and shape. Whether you use Velcro rollers on dry hair or foam rollers on damp hair, they are a fantastic way to create body and a beautiful, bouncy blowout look without any heat. It might take a little more time and planning than a quick pass with a curling iron, but the long-term health of your hair is so worth it. I really encourage you to go on YouTube or TikTok and explore the world of heatless curls. You'll be amazed at the results you can get. Think about giving your hair regular breaks from heat. Maybe you can commit to only using heat tools on the weekend or for special occasions. During the week, embrace your natural texture or try some cute updos like buns, ponytails, or braids. The less you rely on heat, the more time your hair has to recover and thrive. It's all about finding that balance between the styles you love and the health your hair needs. So the key takeaways for heat styling are: always use a heat protectant, use the lowest effective temperature setting, never style damp hair, and minimize your use of hot tools as much as possible. By being mindful and protective, you can enjoy styling your hair without sacrificing its health. Your hair will be stronger, shinier, and so much more resilient in the long run. Okay, my loves, this next tip might sound a little counterintuitive, especially for those of you who are trying to grow your hair long. But I need you to trust me on this one. You have to trim your hair regularly. I know, it feels like you're losing length. But what you're actually doing is ensuring the length you do have is healthy, strong, and beautiful. Regular trims are absolutely essential for preventing damage and promoting healthy growth. Let's talk about the enemy split ends. A split end, or trichoptilosis if we're getting fancy, is when a single hair strand frays or splits into two or more pieces at the tip. This is caused by all sorts of things: heat damage, chemical treatments, friction from brushing, even just daily wear and tear. Once a hair splits, there is absolutely no product, serum, or mask in the world that can permanently fuse it back together. The only real cure is to cut it off. Now here's why ignoring split ends is such a disaster for your hair. If you leave a split end, it will continue to split further and further up the hair shaft. A small split at the very bottom can travel inches up your hair over time, like a run in a pair of stockings. This traveling split makes the hair strand progressively thinner, weaker, and more prone to breaking off completely. This is why it can feel like your hair just stops growing past a certain point. It's actually breaking off at the ends as fast as it's growing from the roots. So when you get a regular trim, you're not actually losing length in the long run. You're engaging in preventative maintenance. By snipping off those tiny baby split ends before they have a chance to travel up the hair shaft, you are stopping the damage in its tracks. This allows your hair to continue growing from the root without breaking off at the bottom. The result is hair that is not only longer over time, but also looks and feels thicker, fuller, and so much healthier. Think of it like tending to a garden. You have to prune the dead or dying leaves off a plant to encourage new, healthy growth. It's the exact same principle with your hair. You're getting rid of the damaged, unsalvageable parts to make way for the healthy parts to thrive. This is the secret to getting that beautiful, blunt, thick-looking hemline on your hair instead of thin, wispy, see-through ends. So how often should you be getting a trim? It really depends on your hair type, its condition, and your goals. As a general rule of thumb, every 8 to 12 weeks is a good starting point for most people. If you have heavily processed, color-treated, or heat-damaged hair, you might need to go a little more frequently, maybe every 6 to 8 weeks. If your hair is very healthy, you might be able to stretch it to 12 weeks or even a little longer. Pay attention to your hair. It will tell you when it needs a trim. Look closely at your ends. Do they look thin or frayed? Do you see little white dots or visible splits? Does your hair tangle more easily at the bottom? These are all signs that it's time to book an appointment with your stylist. Don't wait until the damage is severe. Be proactive, not reactive. And when you go to your stylist, be clear about your goals. If you're trying to grow your hair out, tell them you just want a dusting or a micro trim. This means they will only take off the very minimum amount necessary to get rid of the split ends. We're talking 1/4 of an inch, maybe half an inch at most. A good stylist will understand how to preserve your length while still cleaning up the ends to keep your hair healthy. I know the temptation to hold on to every last millimeter of length is strong. I've been there. But I promise you, hair that is 2 inches shorter but looks thick, healthy, and shiny is infinitely more beautiful than longer hair that is thin, damaged, and full of split ends. Health over length, always. That is the mantra. Healthy hair is beautiful hair, no matter the length. So, my darlings, please make regular trims a non-negotiable part of your hair care routine. Find a stylist you trust, schedule your appointments in advance, and stick to them. It is one of the simplest yet most effective things you can do to ensure your hair grows as long and as strong as possible. You're not losing length. You're investing in the future health and beauty of your hair. My loves, we are so good about protecting our skin from the sun, right? We slather on SPF, we wear hats, we seek shade. But have you ever stopped to think about what all that sun exposure is doing to your hair? The sun's UV rays are just as damaging to your hair as they are to your skin. And protecting your strands is a crucial step in any complete hair care routine that so many people overlook. Just like your skin, your hair can get sunburned. The UVA and UVB rays from the sun degrade the protein structure, our old friend keratin, in the hair, and they can also strip the pigment from your hair. This damage manifests in a few ways. You might notice your hair becoming incredibly dry, brittle, and straw-like. It can also lead to discoloration. Your beautiful brown might get brassy orange tones, or your blonde can turn yellow. It essentially breaks down the hair from the inside out. The sun's rays attack the cuticle layer of the hair first. They weaken and lift the cuticles, leaving the inner cortex exposed and vulnerable. This is why sun-damaged hair often looks dull and frizzy. The roughed-up cuticles can't reflect light or lay flat. It also means the hair loses its ability to retain moisture, leading to that chronic dryness and making it much more susceptible to split ends and breakage. It's a whole cascade of damage that starts with sun exposure. So, what can we do to protect our precious hair? The simplest and most effective method is a physical barrier. A hat is your hair's best friend. If you know you're going to be out in the sun for a prolonged period, whether you're at the beach, a park, or just walking around town, wear a hat. A wide-brimmed hat is fantastic because it protects not only your hair, but also your scalp, face, and neck. A cute scarf or head wrap can also do the trick and look super stylish. But I know we can't wear a hat all the time. That's where hair products with UV protection come in. This is a category of products that has grown so much in recent years. And I am so here for it. There are now leave-in conditioners, styling sprays, and finishing oils that are specifically formulated with UV filters, just like your sunscreen. These products create an invisible shield over your hair that helps to absorb or block the harmful rays before they can cause damage. I highly recommend incorporating a UV protective product into your daily routine, especially during the sunnier months. You can find lightweight sprays that you can just mist over your finished style before you head out the door. It takes 2 seconds and it provides an essential layer of defense. Look for ingredients like cinnaminopropyltrimonium chloride, or search for products explicitly labeled with UV protection on the bottle. It's an easy step that makes a big difference. This is especially crucial if you have color-treated hair. The sun is one of the biggest culprits when it comes to fading your expensive hair color. UV rays break down the artificial color molecules, causing your vibrant shade to become dull and washed out much faster. Using a UV protectant spray is like buying insurance for your hair color. It will help keep your color looking fresh and vibrant for so much longer between salon appointments. Don't forget about your scalp either. Your scalp is skin, and it can get sunburned, which is not only painful, but can also damage the hair follicles and even lead to hair loss. Your hair part is an especially vulnerable area. If you're not wearing a hat, you can apply a little bit of regular sunscreen along your part line with a Q-tip, or use one of the many scalp-specific SPF powders and sprays that are now available. After a long day in the sun, it's also a good idea to give your hair a little extra TLC. Rinsing your hair with cool water can help to remove any salt or chlorine, which also cause damage. Follow up with a hydrating, restorative hair mask to replenish any lost moisture and soothe the hair strands. Think of it as an after-sun treatment for your hair, just like you would use aloe vera on your skin. Protecting your hair from the sun is a year-round commitment, not just a summer thing. UV rays are present even on cloudy days. By making sun protection a regular habit, whether it's with a chic hat or a great UV protective spray, you are preserving your hair's health, strength, and color. It's the final piece of the puzzle for maintaining truly gorgeous, resilient hair that can withstand the elements. And that is it, my loves. Those are my top 5 non-negotiable, essential tips for unlocking your most gorgeous and healthy hair. We covered everything from washing gently and conditioning deeply to protecting your hair from heat and the sun, and the absolute importance of regular trims. I know it might seem like a lot, but I promise that if you start incorporating these habits into your routine, you will see the most incredible transformation. Healthy hair is a journey, not a destination, and these are the foundational steps that will get you there. Remember to be patient and consistent, and your hair will definitely thank you for it. I really hope you found this video helpful and that you learned a few new things to try. Let me know in the comments down below which of these tips you're most excited to start using, or if you have any of your own holy grail hair care secrets to share with our community. I love reading all of your comments and learning from you guys as well. And if you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about hair care, skin care, and all things beauty, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button before you go. Thank you all so much for watching and for spending this time with me today. Your support means the absolute world to me. Remember to turn on that notification bell so you're the first to know when I post a new video. I love you all so much, and I cannot wait to see you in the next one. Bye, my loves.